I don't have an intro, so I'm just doing some random ass noises in the beginning. That's what I do. So welcome to my Kina review. After getting the platinum, aka the 100%, I have the whole game beat. 100% got the platinum yesterday, and I thought, how many people review games after they do that? Not many. Some people, they rush to beat the game, they get the review code late or whatever. So I might just as well to try to do one of these reviews just after getting the platinum, after literally beating 100% of the game. So first of all, I would like to do one of those what I liked and then what I didn't like, and then just overall thoughts. That's pretty basic stuff, right? So obviously what I liked about the game is definitely, way definitely how it looks. Holy shit. This is definitely one of the best looking game on like just anything. Obviously because of the art style. You have the art style factor, then you have the 60 frames factor, which doesn't affect how it looks, but I like it 60 frames. But then you have like obviously it's high resolution and stuff. So when you put high resolution, like higher graphics and then like art style, that's usually the best looking games. Do I think it's the best looking game? No. I think that's still Ratchet that I've seen when you combine all those things. But it's definitely up there. It's definitely like when you, let's say you get a PS5, you put this game on, the PS5 version. Yeah, you're gonna be like, whoa, like woo, woo. Anyway, so what I like about the game, let me just describe the game for people who have no idea what it is. I will compare it to like Horizon Zero Dawn, like the combat there, classic Zelda 3D, not Breath of the Wild, but the classic ones like Skyward Sword or Twilight Princess, like those type of games, the classic 3D Zelda games. And then I will put like the feeling. By the way, from the Zelda games, I will put the platforming there, like those kind of things. And then like the feeling of a Jak and Daxter, like when you jump and how you move and stuff. So the feeling of Jak and Daxter, and also all these free games or like free series, and then you put them in a Pixar movie, like how good it looks basically. As you can see on screen, like it looks absolutely amazing. But it obviously looks way better when you play the game. So I actually like the puzzles. I'm not seeing many people dislike them, unless like you don't like that type of 3D Zelda puzzle stuff. Obviously, if you don't like that, you might not like this. But if you like Zelda puzzles, not too hard, not too hard. I think kids can beat it. I do think like if a kid plays it, they're probably gonna have to play it easy because of some of the bosses. We're gonna get into that later, but yeah, I absolutely love the puzzles. They're very good, especially towards the end. The last like 25% of the game is very good compared to like in the beginning. So like if you're one of those people who only play like 2 or 3 hours, just keep going. Like it gets better all the time, way better all the time. But like let's get into one thing though, the bosses. I think the bosses are my favorite part of the entire game, only because how different they are, but also for me personally they are challenging. Now, I tried the hardest difficulty for like 2 hours, and that's like insanely hard. But I feel like normal to me is like one of these games where I like normal in this game. Now normal enemies, they're not too hard, they're standard stuff, and they're like fun to face. But the bosses, it's like some of the bosses I actually failed a few times before I got them, which I like. And I've seen some people like go, they can't beat a boss, they're actually stuck there and raging, which, I mean, if you're not used to like harder games, maybe you will fail more times than someone who's used to them. But I don't feel like it's a huge problem because you can just lower difficulty. Like if it's too hard, just lower it. You can always lower it and make it harder or less harder if you want to at any point of the time. So if you just want to like, if you're at the boss and you're like raging, you just don't want to beat it, just lower difficulty, beat it, and then move up again if you want, or just learn the pattern and win, basically. Win. All right. So that's obviously all the good stuff. I love the small like the rods. They're like some of them are bigger, some of them are smaller. But collecting them was very fun. Collecting just in general this game was fun. It's not too hard. They're 100 total, and why you should collect them is because you get these like small abilities points, like these small yellow, and these small yellow points basically gives you like special moves or healing during bosses, or just if you see on the screen, she has right now 2 of those. There are 4 in total, and they're very like useful against bosses. Up until 3 it's easy to get. I don't know why they made the 4th one. It's basically useless because by the time you get that, that's like post game stuff. So like maybe they should have been like you get something else instead of 4, because having 3 was good, but 4 was, I never thought about it, but what would you get one in the end after you beat all the bosses? There's no enemies left, so there's like basically way useless in the end. So yeah, but yeah, the collecting post game stuff very very fun. So after you beat the game, you get like, there's like different parts of the map, right? It's not open world game, it's like a semi-open world. So after you beat the game, you can go back to the village, and you have these like mailboxes. You can go into places you couldn't before, and you like solve challenges, puzzles, or just comeback stuff, which was very very fun. I think that's better than doing just random fetch quests. This is like, okay, you're actually using stuff from the game that makes the game fun. And also, I would just like to mention, for me personally, I didn't have any bugs. I've seen on Twitter some people like run and just like invisible wall, just making them stop, so they have to jump and just keep going. That's the only thing I've seen online. But for me personally, I haven't seen like no glitches, no crashes, no audio bugs. Very very polished. I have over 30 hours, so like the game was, it was good that it deleted, obviously, because I had no glitches. But that doesn't mean like, everyone's gonna have 0 glitches. That's like impossible for any game. Even like polished games like Red Dead 2, people have some glitches somewhere at some point. So that's all the great things. Now some of the like less great things, I would say, story is good, but it's very predictable. Like it's not nothing that you go like, oh. But just imagine like the typical classic Pixar movie story. So if you like that type of stuff, sure. But do I say like get this game only for the story? No. There's like obviously there's way more things you can do, especially the platforming. That's probably platforming and bosses are my 2 favorite things about this game, aside of how it looks. And also the music is phenomenal. Like the original soundtrack is amazing. It hits very very good all the time. But yeah, it can be like a little bit old-fashioned maybe. That's why I've seen some people compare it to PS2 games, especially Jack and Daxter, how it feels. It can be clunky, but it's not clunky. It's like, it's their first game, so like everything's not gonna be on point, but I can understand why people think it's clunky, because the combat is not that deep. But for a game of this size, I don't think the combat needs to be that deep, because you always have the you always have enough upgrades to where like it feels refreshed. So like let's say you face a bunch of bosses, you upgrade one move, you get one more move, you get one more ball to throw, you get one more special thing. So you get bombs to throw, you get arrows to use, you get different type of arrows. In the end, you actually unlock a completely new attack that can make you like chain attack some things. Now it's nothing is like deep, but I can understand why people want it to be deep, especially if we compared to like a AAA game, which this is not a AAA game. So like, for what it is, I can understand the good things about the combat. It's not the like most deep combat of all time, but at the same time, it's not like game changing. So yeah, I would say the things they can improve on, and I like to think about the negatives as things they can improve on, even if it's like decent right now. It's definitely like the maybe take more risk for the story. I want the sequel to this, always. Like, if this is their first game, right? This is their first game, and they like made a really good game. Imagine like the second game where like they have higher budget, more people to work with. Obviously, they have their foundation to go from. So, in short, do I recommend this? It's not even full price, so yeah. So if you want a physical copy, which I obviously want it, but it comes out in November. So if you're one of those people, just wait a bit or get it now. On PlayStation, you get both PS4 PS5 versions. So if you only have a PS4, it runs 30 FPS. But like, if you want to play right now on PS4 and then replay on PS5, you get both versions anyway. You can do that. Yeah, it's a $40 game, or 40 euros in Europe or whatever you live. Like, it's not the top price game, or like the 70, 80 euros games. But yeah, very good game. I highly recommend it. Now, in terms of ratings are hard, because like everyone, some people think 8 is bad or like 10 is overrated. Like there's only like two type of people, right? Usually when like at least on Twitter, how they compare games. But I would give like a strong 8, like 8.5. I would, like, if I have to rate it. To me, so this is like a good game that has some things you can improve on, but like they absolutely knocked it out of the park for their first game. Absolutely. Like this is, if you like just look at it. I mean, it's not hard. Like if you like a third-person story type, puzzle type, platforming game, then yeah, watch that. But that's it for me. I'm gonna end right here. Yeah. Goodbye. Oogie.